The trains no longer churn out steam,
inviting most to lack all hope. But we have just begun to dream.
The streets are dark, they used to teem.
Blighted homes succumb to smoke. The trains no longer churn out steam.
I walk about envisioning scenes
where beauty and business in passion convoke. But we have just begun to dream.
Much pain in how it used to be.
Complaint, the lowly way to cope. The trains no longer churn out steam.
Love grew up in mountain seams.
He who spoke in eternal scope. But we have just begun to dream.
Behold, a babe born unto thee.
The Lord who came to bear your yoke. Yes, trains once roared and churned out steam, but we have light, and so must dream.
So I have the privilege to be at Paul Lanna's place, and I'm a bit late, so I'm gonna rush right in, and hopefully you'll catch the story as we talk to him. How's it going?
Welcome, Irving.
Sorry it took me so long.
No problem.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Lincoln S. Walter House. It's on the walking tour.
Okay, cool.
I'm Lana.
Nice to meet you.
What is your name?
Irving.
Urban.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Lana just had hip replacement.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I am on one foot. So come over.
yeah, sure. All right, so I guess the first question is, who are you guys? You know, what are your names?
I am Lana Kocheva.
Mm-hmm.
I'm former teacher in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Taught for elementary school teacher for many years. Also child psychologist.
Mm.
I came 2002 to America with zero English.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 year later, I brought my son here. So my passion always was to do beauty around me. One time I ran to the Paul. We had a good relationship with his mother, his family, and I consider him as my friend.
Hi, I'm Paul Lyons. I'm from Westchester, PA. I owned a house there, was married, raised 4 daughters, got divorced, paid off the house in Westchester. So I was kind of forced into living in an apartment for a while, which is not me.
Yeah.
And I was looking for an investment.
Mm-hmm.
Lana
Mm-hmm.
found this place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let me know.
I was retired at the time and up for a challenge. The thing about it is, it gave me something, being retired, keep me out of trouble, and to give me a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Something new to do every day, because I get easily bored
Yeah.
doing the same thing.
So, well, let's backtrack a little bit. How did you guys find this place? I think you found this place, right? You were telling me earlier?
In 2014, driving through the Mount Carmel to All Saints Cemetery with my husband, we couldn't admire this corner house, but in a really, really bad condition. And every time we went around, we take a block, ride around, and just for some reason, I was fascinated. It looked like house was calling me. You know, like buy me, or somebody. I didn't thought about myself living here. I thought somebody will buy and restore it. But it looked like on the back of my mind, it was asking for help. Help me, like buy me. And you know, you go 10 years past and same story for 4 times a year. But one day on a Memorial Day, we stopped by and I took some pictures. And we were walking around property, and he found sale sign in a grass. Completely turned upside down. You cannot. He just was some kind of sign. So when we came home, and I told maybe somebody can buy, and I wanted to help Paul. Because I thought it will be better for him to get out of the apartment and try to do something, you know, like as a man, he has to do something.
I had settlement money.
So I thought it will help him.
He's trying to help me. With, you know, my ex-wife, and I mean, my girls come up to visit me, but I was just tired of the Westchesters.
It's like robots. One place just concentrate on one. No personal things. No like hard like, oh, how do you feel today? Or no.
Well, I believe, as you believe, a lot of people are getting sick and tired of number 1, mass shootings. Number 2, crime. Number 3, traffic. Which is a stressor, unbelievably. And they're all going to start looking
places like that, yeah.
Further out, further, like up here, you know?
Especially, so one of the reasons we're able to be here is because my wife, she works from home, and a lot of my work was done remotely too, because most of my clients were like editing clients, so I could just edit on my computer and some of the files, you know, stuff like that. So a lot more people are going to be working like that, you know, going forward. So places like this, I can imagine people being like, why do I need to be in a place that's expensive, smells, crime?
Well, you used to live in the Bronx.
Yeah, it's
I used to work in West Philly.
Yeah.
So you know what real crime is.
Exactly.
And I know what real crime is.
I put cameras because dog poops. It's not to protect my house.
She has a camera, and we downloaded a couple pictures and hung them up at the supermarket.
It puts in the supermarket.
Now everybody's scared of walking their dog. And what was it called? The Poopy Patrol?
I think I have on the computer somewhere, but it's like wanted and pictures out there.
I first found out up here is how nice people are.
Yeah.
They have time for you. You say hello, they say hello, they say something nice. We got plenty of compliments about this house. People aren't afraid to be congenial, and I find it a very peaceful place. As I said, the first person we basically met was Ed Fagley. He had a high list, and he taught us what we needed.
He helped us a lot with lifting things because we had coal burning stove in the basement, what is a couple tons.
A lot of people think we just moved up here to get a Jeep house. No, I always liked living in the mountains, and just with God's, you know, help.
With my help.
Oh my God.
You said, God, I am your angel. You know, I found you.
You found it, I paid for it.
And I paid all renovation.
Let me tell you, Lana's put a lot of money into this.
Yeah.
Much more than you are with cars.
Come on now.
Yes.
No.
All right, we're not talking about money. We're talking about working together and bring it in a condition what we can be proud of it.
But following her, we're a good team.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't mean she didn't try to kill me with a hammer. And we don't scream at each other.
I know you guys were telling me earlier about, what was this built in the 18...
The history of the house itself was Lincoln S. Walter was the town planner. If you're the town planner, you're going to pick the best spot.
Yeah, exactly.
What, he did was build basically a custom home. And we just wanted to be back to its original glory.
Yeah.
So according to history, this is house was built in the George Walter Lincoln here, live here, but he also invited to this house famous people. Like people who was built first light bulb was first
Thomas Edison.
Yes, stays in this house.
Wow.
So we
William Bryant Jennings,
yes, many
who was a three-time presidential candidate.
Yes, very famous people stays there. And of course, those time it was different. Like house looked different those times.
Yeah, we would never change the character.
Yeah, we just just a little bit make it new, not very updated, but really nothing much to change to it.
What about these photos and things? What are...
So I would like to bring your attention. Actually, it is, if you will sit closer, or I can. It's some pictures. What house was in a good condition. This is was living room. What you see.
Okay. Oh wow.
And this is over to window. I am with sad face here in the hallway. Getting what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
The first thing anybody asks you is, what interesting things fell out of the wall?
Whoa.
So that's the original owners.
Wow.
From 1903.
Can't believe I'm holding something that old.
Yeah, it's a Christmas card.
That's
you can open it.
I can open it.
But that's the wife of Lincoln S. Walter who sent that.
Very cool.
That fell out of the ceiling that I was pulling down with all the insulation falling on it. And this was another thing.
Oh, okay. Were they just keeping their memories there and stuff like that? Oh, wow. That's cool.
I don't know if it's family members or people who live here, or who knows, some kind of relatives.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like he was a lieutenant colonel sent to Lincoln, Nebraska. But I haven't found any cash yet.
It doesn't matter.
He didn't leave behind his planning money or anything like that.
Maybe who will come after us, he will leave some cash for them.
I don't know. I have an idea. It might be at the bottom of that.
No heat.
No plumbing. No heat. No light. I camped out on the front porch.
Wow, that's crazy.
He lives on the front porch. I said, when you're sleeping on the front porch, you can sleep in the house. Until it's the only light I have.
So the first thing we got is new electrical hookup. And the first one to visit the house was my third daughter, Brooke. And she slept upstairs. And there was a gaping hole in the ceiling. And she comes down and she says, "Dad, you think there are ghosts here?" But I have the feeling they're good ghosts. And I said, "I do too." The spirit soul, how we were taking care of this house. You haven't heard a thing.
Yeah.
I think they just love us now. The original owner of this house was the Lincoln S. Walter, L.S.W.
Right.
So that window there was 160 years old.
Was it not broken or anything like that? It was just intact?
Intact. I would also like to show you this transom, I think they call it. Hand carved. You can't buy them. If you can find one, they're about $7,000. They had some kind of fireplace net and shelving that was, kind of thrown together.
Yeah.
So we stoned it up. We put a new, what is this, quartz on them?
It is granite.
Granite.
Wow.
They used to have a big old island here that was not doing anything but
taking up space.
Up. She did this with stonework herself.
Oh, wow. That came out very well.
Propane heater. Yeah.
Yeah.
She
beautiful.
is the hardest working woman I have ever met. This floor, I think, can get sanded.
No, it won't be sanded. It will be new.
Okay. And this used to be a dentist's office.
Oh, okay.
But now
One of the
it's...
people that owned the house.
Did he tell you we like to do stuff twice? Like pay twice and do stuff twice. First time it was practice, and second times we do how it's proper way, how it's supposed to be. Paying more material and other stuff.
This used to be a little crazy little bathroom. You can go in there and
Oh, that looks tiny.
that. Yeah.
Looks like.
We put a shower and.
Oh, wow.
It was built up there, but we discovered because it was a learning process, and we put tile themselves. And for some reason, we didn't measure level up there. So on the end, when I wanted to put shower closure, and people come and did the estimate and give me price, and they said you cannot put shower closure because your wall is off. So I said, okay, I will buy new tile, we'll knock it down.
Do it all over again.
First of all, we knocked that wall
Yes.
into their closet area.
But obviously, when this project, and unfortunately, last year I had a cancer. I have to postpone my.
She's fine now.
Okay, that's good.
But they said fine, but we still keep.
She likes to.
But it's all year put us a little bit back because we couldn't do anything. Now I have a hip replacement, put back for another 3 months.
Oh, and I will like to tell you, I am not allowed to work on this house without her
Yes.
right next to me.
Yes, because it's. I told him, sorry to tell you, it's my way or no way.
So that's my segue into.
So.
You can talk to her as much as you want.
So obviously, I just want to let people know they shouldn't be afraid. We all have mistakes, and we're learning from our mistakes.
Yeah.
I told you, third time is charm.
Yeah.
If first time it won't be right, a second time, and it's still less money than you put money, like give some like, of course, big jobs. I consider a woman has a taste, and a woman wants to be, it is charm, warm, calming, inviting. Men, they have more like different directions in the mind, and it's not like they don't look for details. You know.
My wife tells me this all the time.
We just work hard. You know what money we receive, we just put little bit and whatever, little by little.
Yeah.
You buy house in a good cheap area, and you remodel how you want. You save money, and also you bring joy to community because it's something new. It's what matters.
Yeah.
Because if you bought like one of these new houses, who cares? Nobody sees it.
So, with these walls, they're all custom walls. I sandblasted them because when we bought it, they were black.
Wow. Were they scorched or just dirty or?
Coal dust.
Wow.
From years. And the walls actually match
The sidewalk?
the sidewalk. They're all the same colors.
Mm-hmm.
And then we, of course, reinforced and painted the cast iron. We added the lions because my last name is Lyons.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I have 4 daughters, so I had to put 4 lions.
Yeah. Very cool.
We had about 30 trees that I cut down myself and ground out all the stumps.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
we left the magnolia, which is beautiful, the white birch, and the pink dogwood.
Wow.
And I measured that dogwood. That dogwood's about 120 years old.
Wow.
Actually, it's 3 levels, this garage.
Oh, wow.
30 new windows,
Wow.
and they're not small.
No, they're not. It's a massive project.
Yeah. This up here was a broken down, it was an open porch. And it looked like it was ready to fall down. You'll see the pictures, but we
Covered it up.
closed it, 4 brand new windows, 4 more brand new windows. As I said, this was a broken down wooden fence
Right.
that we redid. No, we added the porch,
Yeah.
balcony, the barbecue, whatever.
Yeah. Looks very nice.
Oh, brand new roof.
Oh, wow. Did you do that yourself? No way, right? No way.
We had the best
Right.
team. They were incredible.
Wow.
They did it in a day and a half, including the garage.
Wow.
Okay. So there was a hole in the roof, 15 years,
Wow.
right here. As
Wow.
you can see, this is original oak.
I'm surprised it's not rotted out or anything.
So am I. But every piece of wood in this house is hardwood.
Wow.
And I used to inspect homes also. Every home they build now is new growth pine. They act like sponges
Right.
and rot out from the inside. But we had little windows here,
Wow.
and they were frosted. And so we put in these cathedral windows
Yeah.
and, elevated everything.
There's another line. Look at that.
Bridge right now, but it'll soon be. But this is the views,
Wow.
I have a bunch of plants in front, but this is the views of Marion Mountain.
I actually don't know the mountain names around here. So what would you say this one was?
Marion.
Okay. It's a very nice view.
This is one of the finished ones. And this room was a disaster. I think it used to be the upstairs. They were trying to make this place apartments. But we made this her bathroom.
Wow. That's a nice cozy place.
Yeah. And this will lead into
A bedroom?
their bedroom. Everything's ready but the floor.
Right.
Okay, we painted new windows, we painted everything. This is definitely from originally when the house was built. It has about 10 coats of paint. But
Oh, it's
you can
got
see-
it's
you
got
can see
details
how-
on it. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're trying to get down to these details.
Wow. Why would you ever want to paint over that? That's beautiful.
Exactly. And the paint colors were like pink, mint green,
Yeah.
really funky colors.
Yeah. People have interesting sensibilities sometimes.
Oh, yeah. You just focusing on that. That was the transom window that we replaced.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
If someday, even after us, somebody will buy this house, they just will say thank you. Really, probably people who will appreciate what we did and, maybe do better
When
than
we're
we
all
are.
dead, you mean?
It's always life after
I'm
life.
not going anywhere else.
All right. We had a couple of people from Shamokin stop here when I was working. Even I had cancer, I was gardening, and she stopped and she said, "Oh my God, we always admire this house. It's just, every year it's become better and better and better." And they bought in Shamokin house.
Mm-hmm.
So people passing through see people working outside doing something, and it's made them to do.
It's inspiring.
Inspire them, made them to do in their house. They say, "Oh, let's go cut trees, cut this one," and it's what matters.
But to me, like the biggest problem, I'm not trying to speak, as if I know anything because I've only been here for,
Feel free.
3 months or 4 months or whatever it's been.
Feel free.
But like what I've observed is that the number one issue more than anything that plagues this place is just the attitude towards the future.
I've also ran into that.
Yeah.
And, okay, it's not what it was.
Mm-hmm. You have to let go of that. You
have to let go of that.
Yeah.
But if enough people, good people,
Hardworking people.
come
And you
up,
want the good people to come here.
yeah, and I think they have the right tools in place for the good people to understand that. I think there's a renaissance. There's got to be a renaissance.
Yeah.
It's still come
And
back.
history repeats itself.
Yes.
I've spoken to people from down there. They just want to get space, peace,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I've never had so much peace in my life.
Yeah, I believe it. I guess my final thing is, if you were to tell, let's say there's someone who's watching this who's like, they're on the fence about whether they're going to stay around or invest in this place further, what would you tell them about moving specifically to Mount Carmel, as some advice maybe about, what to look out for and what to expect?
Okay, the first thing that you're going to experience is a lessening of stress from living in a highly populated area to coming up here with 5,000 people. Secondly, everybody I've met will give you their time, their attention, and you're able to have a conversation. Thirdly, there's a future.
Yeah.
There's a future to it. If you invest some money like we've done to this house,
Yeah.
you don't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah, and it's hard to buy a house these days when you're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of place where
Affordable,
it's
for
affordable.
young generation.
I mean, people say, well, in Mount Carmel, well,
Don't box yourself in like that.
don't box yourself in. I would tell you, it's a great place to live.
Small town America needs heroes. I have just started to understand who are the main characters in my area's hero's journey.
And what I'm asking you to do is to look around and see those opportunities. If you're not a business person, if you're not an investor, that's okay. But have faith in your community and believe in it.
I went to a revitalization meeting where I met those who teach, those who preach, those who buy, and those who sell. I met politicians, entrepreneurs, and volunteers.
And it's just our contribution to the community.
I met vipers too. They're here as everywhere. But where else can I meet people of such sincerity as to love someone so foreign and overeager as I?
2, 3.
I put myself in the middle of the people's story, but I am not the people. Rather, small-town America needs you, the yearner, the earner, the learner, and the server, those who have been here for decades to see the failing and falling of good things. You need to have a say in how we rise and recover, and above all, you need to flee from fear and hold on to hope. Instead of telling children to look away and to leave, make a place where it is possible for them to stay. I promise you that beyond the bounds of your tiny town, there are only more vipers, only hungrier and greedier vipers. In small-town America, right now, there is a home for those whom you raised and those whom you've welcomed. A home where human flourishing can be more than just a dream. Unless you lead them only far enough to know how to leave. Don't just be another pretend victim. Know your worth. Know that God sees even small towns like this. Stand up, bare your teeth, and fight. Rage against the dying of the light. I have not yet finished editing the fall video, and this is already how beautiful Mount Carmel already looks from my window. Gorgeous.